Hello everybody, welcome back to Steve's Gear. And I picked up a new knife, so I thought we'd take a look at it, kind of do a quick video of some initial impressions, do a little bit of comparison, and see what you guys think. Now, I didn't really plan on picking this up. I've seen these for sale, and I saw them coming out, and I really was interested in them, but I just wasn't really in the market for it. But it went on sale, and so I had to pick it up. Now, this is the Spyderco Para 3 CRU-CARTA edition. So this has CPM CruWare with brown canvas micarta scales. And like I said, this one runs at about $206 typically. And last week, Smoky Mountain Knife Works was having a Father's Day sale, and it was on sale for $155. And I thought for that savings, I would go ahead and pick it up. So let's take a look. So if you haven't seen a Spyderco box, kind of your traditional Spyderco box, I'll let you pause and kind of read the stuff on it if you want to. Now on the inside, obviously you get the knife. It does come wrapped up in a bag, and this one actually came with a moisture absorber in it. You get a Spyderco sticker. Though this one comes with a little care card here, since this is a non-rust resistant steel. So I'll let you pause and read that if you want to. And then this one has a product information and warranty guide, and there's kind of like your model number and stuff like that if you want to take a look at that. So pretty your standard affair for Spydercos. Now, I don't think I've ever got any other Spydercos that have had that non-rust resistant card in it. But CruWare, if you're not familiar, I'm not a blade expert, but CruWare is not a stainless steel, so it does have the opportunity to rust. So let's take a look at it. I'm a big fan of micarta scales. I don't have very many knives in micarta, but every time I watch somebody's videos on YouTube, I always think I need to pick up another one. And this one kind of gave me the excuse to pick it up. So I think it's really good looking. I like the color. The texture on it is not super smooth. My other micarta knife is pretty smooth. I like how this one's a little bit rougher. Now over time, it'll pick up some oils from your hands and kind of develop a bit patina. Maybe the feeling might even change a little bit. This one has just your satin hardware. So as you can see here, Spyderco CPM CruWare steel. Now this one is out of Golden, Colorado, so it's a US made knife. Pocket clip, not deep carry due to the little lanyard hole here, but it is tip up or tip down carry, and you can switch that on both sides. Now I normally flip the clips over because I'm left-handed. I just hadn't flipped this one over. I actually just got this about an hour ago, and I opened it up and kind of took a look at it and thought, oh, what the heck, let's make a little video about it. And I've never owned a Para 3 before. So I've had a Para 2 for a long time. I've never even held a Para 3. So holding it today was the first time ever. And I have to say, I love it. I'm a big fan of the ergonomics of the Para 2. Probably one of my favorite ergonomic knives, I think, that I own. And the Para 3 did not disappoint. So a few things I really like about it is, I like the shape of the blade there, kind of how the spine goes up. And you do get some pretty aggressive jumping in there. One thing I like about Spyderco knives is their jumping is pretty aggressive. I'm a fan of that. I like aggressive jumping. So you do get a little bit of it right back here. So when you hold on to it, it kind of helps you stabilize the blade and get a really tight grip on it. Now on the bottom of this choil, you do have a little bit more of the jumping right there on the bottom, so it kind of helps lock your finger in there, which I do appreciate. Now this one has the full liners, which is a little bit different than some of the other versions. On the inside, basically the micarta is just like, some little scale overlays. This one has the compression lock. If you're not familiar with that, it's kind of like a little tab in there, and you basically just depress it and it will release the lock. So it came pretty smooth out of the box. It was a little bit stiff the first couple times I flicked it open and closed it, just loosened it up really quick. Now it has a little bit of lock stick sometimes. It just kind of depends. They don't get it all the time. So I'm hoping that kind of just wears in a little bit. You can even hear it sometimes. I don't know if you can hear it on the video, but it kind of clicks in there. So I'm hoping it just breaks in. So initial impressions on the action, typical Spyderco, works really good. Now for me, this is kind of like a me problem, not a knife problem. If you're left-handed, so with the Paramilitary 2, I could, flick it open. This one I can flick open just fine left-handed. But the Paramilitary 2, I was able to use the compression lock really easy. And this one I struggle with, just because I think that the handle is shorter. So I can't really, when I go to depress it, it doesn't stick down as far in my hand where I'm used to. So I'm having a little bit of problems with that. I think that I'll probably develop a system for it in the future, and I'll build some muscle memory, and it'll be like, it'll be super easy. So that's just something, the first, hour I've had it, I kind of have noticed difference-wise between the Para 2 for me. And I'll be comparing it here to the Para 2 in a minute. I'll kind of try to show you guys what I'm talking about. Now, size-wise, I talked about really liking this size. This one comes at an overall length of 7.24 inches, closed length of 4.29 inches, and it has a blade length of 2.95 inches. So anything from about 7 to about 7.5 inches in total length is kind of the sweet spot for me. A few videos back, I did a video on the Spyderco Native 5, and that knife, I love that knife. I've been carrying that one at work every single day since, and I carry it sometimes in my personal time. Size-wise, that's perfect for me, and it's really similar to this. We're going to compare it to this as well. But yeah, the size is really good. Ergonomics are wonderful. I like the jumping. I like the texture of the Micarta. CruWare, I don't have a whole lot of experience with it. I have 2 other knives that have CruWare. One of them I haven't used very much at all, so I can't really say much about that. The other one is the Benchmade Shootout. That is in CruWare, and I've used that quite a bit around the house, breaking down cardboard, just cutting random things. And the steel has responded really well to just, I think I've stropped it once, and it's still like razor sharp. So, like I said, I'm not a steel expert, but CRU-CARTA is supposed to be pretty tough, pretty abrasion resistant, pretty easy to sharpen. You just have to remember it's not a stainless steel. So I'm excited to use this one. Spyderco always does a really good job on their heat treats and stuff. I don't know what this one's rated at or anything like that, but I feel fairly confident in Spyderco's ability to pump out pretty good quality steel. So let's compare it to that Native 5 I was talking about. So this is the Native 5 that I picked up. If we kind of just compare them side by side here, see if I can get them in frame. They are, fairly similar in overall size. Now this one I have flipped the clip around, so it's going to sit a little bit funny, but fairly similar in size. The Paramilitary 3 has a little bit longer blade, but not super different. And ergonomics wise, I like the Native 5. The Native 5 for me is very ergonomic, kind of the same thing. It does have some very aggressive jumping, but the blade doesn't have that same kind of ramp as the Paramilitary series. So I do prefer this, this grip a little bit better, but this one's pretty good itself. As far as thickness goes, these things are pretty similar, not too much difference. I would say that the Native 5, I think, is slightly thicker, but not a huge amount of difference. And the blade steel's pretty similar in thickness. I think the Paramilitary 3 might have just a little bit thicker of a blade. Now let's go ahead and pull in its big brother here, the Paramilitary 2. Same thing, if we kind of just compare the thickness of them real quick. I kind of wondered how the G10 version would kind of compare with the Micarta. To be honest, I feel like they're pretty close to the same thickness. I'm not an expert. I'm just eyeballing it. I don't have any calipers or anything to measure, but pretty similar. I did flip the clip around on this one too, so it'll sit a little bit funny, but as you can see, it's definitely smaller than the Paramilitary 2. But when I was talking about the Paramilitary 2 as far as using it goes, with that little bit of extra handle length, I've learned I can kind of swing that compression lock pretty easy left-handed. And I'm kind of hoping that over time, I'll kind of just develop the same feeling for the Paramilitary 3. But like I said, that's kind of a me problem. I knew it was going to have the compression lock when I bought it, and I'm left-handed, so it's kind of just the way it goes. Now, right-handed, like I said, it's super smooth. I think it's working out great right out of the box, and I'm sure it will only get smoother with some use. The first impressions, I like this one. So this is going to be something I might carry a little bit during work, probably quite a bit in my off work time. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room in the pocket. It's not very heavy. I don't really know the weight of it. I didn't even look up the weight, to be honest. But it doesn't feel very heavy. Definitely lighter than the Paramilitary 2. So, yeah, if you're in the market for a new Spyderco or one of these CRU-CARTA series, I know that they've released a few different ones. I think they have the Mannix, the Paramilitary 2, and I don't really know what order they came out. I don't know if this one's newer or been out for a while. I'm not really sure, but I like it. So let me know in the comments if you own any of these CRU-CARTA versions, how it's held up for you, how you liking the blade steel, how the Micarta is breaking in. If you want to pick one up, let me know what's the one you want to see the most or the one you want to pick up the most. So that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you guys stopping by and taking a look at it with me, and I'll talk to y'all later.